Welcome to my qualitative study research paper presentation. My name is Adriana Bell. My topic for my presentation and for my essay was or research paper, how do teachers implement differentiation in their classrooms to build learner-centered environments in the middle school setting? Um, with a specific placement on learning pathways being used in the middle school setting. The evidence from my research strongly suggests that the use of differentiation in learning pathways in middle school classrooms increases student engagement, particularly when teachers integrate student choice, flexible grouping, and real world applications. Both interview and observation data shows that the students respond positively when instruction is personalized and inclusive. So some of the evidence that was provided by the teachers interview were some of the teachers stated they use choice boards and learning menus and allow students to create real world applications like podcasts, essays, and visual projects. Another one, or activities that lead to those things, to real world applications. Other teachers stated how flexible grouping was a part of their personalized learning plan and real world projects such as budgeting, analyzing sales and sneaker prices, comparing cell phone plans. So the observation notes in class showed that students were engaged in discussions. They did the error analysis strategy, and they participated in a lot of project-based activities. Based on my research, the assumption that appears to be justified or unjustified, so it appeared to be justified for teachers implementing personalized learning pathways. While some teachers value differentiation, they reported that they barely had any planning time and that the district didn't always support their efforts, and that there was also lack of training for some of the technology needed and used in their personalized learning implementation plan at their site. The observations confirmed that differentiation often remains surface level rather than fully personalized. So when I was looking for teachers to show like how do they take in student interest and make personalized learning pathways, it was kind of difficult to see where teachers did that, although many of them understood what differentiation was and understood that the way they use it in their classroom were proper ways to use it. Some teachers noted that there was difficulty meeting the needs of struggling students, and they felt unsure if they were really catching them up in the personalized learning process. And another teacher pointed out like there was challenges with the students' interest or student engagement, and they struggled as a teacher to make the content culturally sound for their students. My research supports the view that teacher collaboration and admin buy-in or fidelity to these things are critical for successful implementation of learning pathways. Teachers expressed that without the structured support, differentiation felt overwhelming. This aligned with the literature that it emphasized that professional development and institutional support were key drivers of change. So, a lot of teachers expressed that smaller class sizes would have made it a little bit easier to be inclusive, along with having cultural relevant resources. So many of them felt unsupported in that. Some of the findings lined up with the research that I saw from Becky and Watson. And in this research, it showed that digital and blended learning increased engagement, but only when teachers felt supported and only when there were structures for collaboration for the students. Contrary to popular opinion, my research suggested that middle school students do desire and benefit from career or interest-centered learning pathways, not just high schoolers. Teachers and observations revealed that students are motivated by real-world applications They are also motivated by choice-based assignments. Again, bringing in that choice and voice through the personalized learning process. So a lot of them showed a readiness for personalized learning a little bit earlier than a lot of teachers would assume. So students, in the research, we found that students were more motivated when the projects connected to the real world. So if they could join in a TikTok debate, if they could apply shopping discounts to what they were learning in math, if they could apply what they're paying for shoes also, and even if they could learn about financial literacy, students were excited about this information. Another piece of the research showed that students stayed motivated when the activities met the needs of all the learners. So one teacher mentioned that when they designed their activities, they tried to look at all the students as like a title, like they're the tech students, they're the artists, they're the writers, they're the students that are really curious, like the researchers. So they try to include information for all of them. While these two researchers have argued this, my research showed this. So while we and Tapalova have argued that digital transformation and AI tools are the primary levers for personalization, my research showed that the teacher mindset, the growth in self-efficacy, and the collaboration are equally as important. Excuse me. It says, so we realized like technology just wasn't enough alone. It had to be aspects of human factors that were central to engaging middle school learners. So the teachers were already using technology. A lot of them shared that they were using iReady. The math teachers were using Desmos. Other types of technology were digital graphic novels in the English classroom. And I also looked at like their lesson plans. So it showed lots of use of technology. What I realized at the end is that a lot of it is not deeply designed to be personalized to the students. So that is what the research showed. And teachers stated that they wanted to build confidence in student speaking. So in order to do so, that they would have to adopt both SEL strategies and a growth mindset to do so. And they also emphasized that they understand that culture is like the heartbeat of the classroom. And so they felt that in order for learning to be personalized, it had to have an aspect of human connection. The findings from researchers Singh noted that without growth mindset and preparation, online blended learning, flipped learning could cause a cognitive overload, it could cause stress, and it could easily cause disengagement. So that is what I found in my research. Thank you.